Welcome to the first episode of our Developer Diary. We're here talking about our upcoming Xbox Live Arcade title,
Alan Wake's American Nightmare.
It's a pulp action adventure, an epic fight between the forces of light and darkness. And it's kind of a standalone spin-off experience. It has a twisted story and hardcore cinematic action people expect from a Remedy title.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. There are places in our world where fiction and dreams can come true, powered by the dark energies leaking from beyond. These places are a battlefield in a war between the powers of light and darkness.
In American Nightmare, Alan Wake faces his evil double, an urban legend come true, Mr. Scratch.
Yeah, and in addition to the story mode, there's a fast-paced, over-the-top arcade action mode with new enemies, a ton of new weapons, scoreboards, and plenty of unlockable rewards where the player fights through the night until dawn.
Yeah, I mean, it is really a new breed of Xbox Live Arcade titles. We want to redefine what it is and set a new quality bar for what's out there.
So how did we get to this? How did Alan Wake's American Nightmare get started?
Alan Wake is Stephen King and Lost, whereas American Nightmare is a lot more Quentin Tarantino and From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, we had an opportunity to create something cool for Xbox Live Arcade, and we took that opportunity, and I think we delivered. It's really from gamers to gamers in many ways. So we have an awesomely talented and ambitious team that strives to create something awesome. And we really took the combat further with wild enemies and even wilder weapons.
Yeah, and improved versions of our fight with light combat.
And as it often happens, when you are having fun, it grew from there.
Let's face it, it got out of hand.
and soon we had this adrenaline-fueled arcade action mode with hectic combat and scoreboards, and the guys at the office were competing against each other for the best scores.
Yeah, I mean, it turned out to be a perfect fit for Xbox Live Arcade. You know, looking back, that's pretty much how it began, right?
Except that pretty soon after that, we started to talk that wouldn't it be cool to add just a little bit of story in there? And we can't help it. We're Remedy after all.
Yeah, that's our thing.
So we added a story mode into the game, and it kept growing bigger. We had a fully fledged Xbox Live Arcade title with a hefty amount of content in there.
Hefty.
All right, we're back with our second episode of our Developer Diary to tell you more about our upcoming XBLA title, Alan Wake's American Nightmare.
American Nightmare is a fresh, new, standalone spin-off experience.
Anyone can jump on board and enjoy it, even if they have never played Alan Wake. But then again, for the fans of Alan Wake, there is a huge amount of optional content that takes Alan Wake's story forward. The main thing here is that this piece has a different mood, a different stylization. This is a pulp action adventure. This time around, we are drawing from supernatural and sci-fi B-movie classics and urban legends.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, I mean, really, this is the Remedy team letting loose and just having a bit of fun.
In Alan Wake's world, fiction can come true. Mr. Scratch is an urban legend told about Wake after his disappearance. And this urban legend has come true. Mr. Scratch is real.
Inside Alan Wake's world, you guys probably remember, but there was this TV show.
Night Springs.
Right.
And it had a Twilight Zone feel to it. And the backstory goes that early on in his career, our hero, Wake, a best-selling writer, wrote several episodes of the show.
The man before you is a champion of light, an experienced traveler of the unknown, well used to navigating dreams and nightmares alike.
So Alan Wake's American Nightmare is stylized as an episode of Night Springs.
So essentially, you're now playing an episode.
And this episode has been written by Alan Wake himself.
In the original game, these TV shows were done with real actors in live action. So the framing cutscenes in American Nightmare are done with live action as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I mean, we wanted to give the fans the opportunity to see our lead actors in action as part of the experience.
Okay, so we're back again to talk more about our upcoming XBLA title, Alan Wake's American Nightmare.
Yeah, so what's the story then?
Well, Alan Wake is following his evil double, Mr. Scratch, across Arizona toward the town of Night Springs. Alan Wake is the champion of light, and Mr. Scratch is a herald of darkness. And Wake has been trapped in darkness, and Mr. Scratch has taken over his life. He's a supernatural serial killer on his way to do horrifying things to Wake's wife, Alice. And Wake is trying to stop him. In Alan Wake's world, fiction and dreams can come true. So that's what we are facing. Mr. Scratch is darkness shaped in Wake's image.
That's more like it.
When Wake disappeared at the end of the first game, a legend was born. And it's been repeated over and over again, and the legend has turned real.
It's kind of like the classical boogeyman. You repeat his name 3 times and you evoke him.
So we are obviously drawing from pop culture here, using the archetype of a serial killer. Mr. Scratch keeps taunting Wake, leaving him messages, video recordings to find of his horrifying deeds.
Yeah, and personally, I think he's quite possibly the coolest and most disturbing bad guy ever seen in video games today. But that's just me.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot more too. I mean, we have 3 beautiful women touched by darkness, and Wake has a nail gun. You know, what's not to love?
Yeah, in addition to that, there's this high-octane arcade action mode called Fight Till Dawn, with new enemies and a whole lot of new weapons, scoreboards, and plenty of unlockable rewards. You know, and in the arcade mode, you're set in this kind of spooky, deserted locations, armed with an arsenal of weapons, flashbangs, flares...
And flashlight.
And a flashlight, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's really intense action. You're dodging your enemies, you're using your crossbow to fight them, throwing flashbangs and so forth. It's a high-octane, action-packed sequence.
And the enemies keep attacking. They become stronger, more and more of them. If you survive till dawn, you win.
And really, American Nightmare is made for Xbox Live Arcade.
I'm in it. Go buy it.